holidays to the Lords of Grantham listeners. This week on the podcast, we're going to talk about 2025. Rivals, The Buccaneers, The Gilded Age, Downton Abbey 3, Miss Austen, and a whole lot more. Let's celebrate together.
The first Noel, the angel did say to certain poor shepherds in fields as they lay.
And we are back. It's the most wonderful time of the year. And Corey and I are recording in person, I think for the first time since January, right?
I mean, what were we recording in January? I feel like the last time we did this was last year, right? Around this time of year?
Last January 1st, we recorded our cocktails for the new year. Our anniversary episode, which I think will come next week on the main feed if we can make it happen.
Okay.
But yeah, that was the last time we were we do it every week. We see each other. It's not like we're antisocial who are hermits, but
we just don't have mics in front of our faces when we hang out.
Yes. We don't often stare eye to eye.
Yeah, this is a little intense.
When we've been friends for 30 odd years, 35 years, you don't the rapport does not require eye contact.
Yeah. So, just stare off a little bit when I talk to you.
So we wanted to come on today to just do a little quick episode. The holiday week is here. We know that people have things to do. You're probably not consuming your podcast diet the way you normally do, and that's fine, but we just wanted to come on and sort of talk about the year that was, because this was a big year for us with the Gilded Age Season 3 and Downton Abbey grand finale, most importantly. But we touched base on a lot of different things, and we have some things coming up next year. So, Corey, let's just run through this. I'm scrolling through our Apple Podcast.
We watched a lot of shows this year.
We did.
It was great. We had Gilded Age coming back for the last movie. Those were huge events. But we added new shows to our roster, caught up on shows we've been watching. We put in some work this year.
So if we look through the year, we start in Paddington 2. So the Paddington trilogy kind of enters the Lords of Grantham vault officially, which was something that we did right around the time that I had my baby. So that was a good little ease back into the game. Then we jump from there to Rivals.
Huge jump. I mean, from a children's film series to
Dong.
Yeah, the most explicit TV show that we've watched. Everyone I've recommended to watch Rivals this year has commented the same thing. Like, wasn't prepared for that. I like the actors. I like what the show's trying to do, but didn't expect it to go there.
It comes in very hot.
Yeah,
Rivals.
We were caught off guard the same. Still enjoyed the show.
Okay, so Rivals, and then we do some Downton Redux. We do Paddington again, and then we did Miss Austen, the highly.
Anticipated.
I don't. How do we describe Miss Austen? Because overseas we were told that this show is the next big thing.
I mean, it's getting a season 2.
It's getting a season 2, but I feel like a lot of our listeners have been like, "Huh."
Wasn't quite what we thought it would be.
But it was a month. Like we gave it the old college try, and then we go from there into the Gilded Age, which is all summer, June, July, August.
So. Buccaneers season 1 was firmly last year, and so was The Crown was definitely last year.
Let's scroll back. Let's find out.
Time is a slippery slope. It's hard to keep track of, especially now that you have
Buccaneers is December of last year. So around this time last year, we're doing Buccaneers season 1.
Okay.
So we do Miss Austen, Gilded Age, Downton Abbey, grand finale, and then Buccaneers season 2, which brings us
to here,
to where we are after Fackham Hall. Mm-hmm. So. Let's just talk real simple. What was the best thing that we watched this year?
I mean, I think it's pretty easy.
Gilded Age?
Easily Gilded Age season 3. This is one of the best seasons that Julian Fellows has helped put together. Full stop. I know he's the co-writer on the show, but he's credited with a lot of it's his success. Baby. Yeah. Every week there was a new cliffhanger that it just kept leveling up, and it was just payoff after payoff. So immensely satisfying. Like when we were critical of all these shows. Gilded Age is setting the standard of where we'd like it to be, Yeah.
Gilded Age is Downton season 2 and 3 vibes.
Yeah.
In season 3. I don't want to say Gilded Age season 2 and 3 is Downton season 2 and 3, but that peak Downton run of the ramp up until we lose Matthew and Sybil really is like special television in the big picture. And I think Gilded Age season 3 is finally Julian realizing what he can do with these characters.
And it's just fundamentally changed how we think about the show. When, season 1 came out, I was like, okay, Julian Fellows show, of course we're going to watch it. Season 2, great, more of it. Season 3 coming, great. Now it's like, I can't wait when season 4 comes. I want to know when it's coming.
I think the real measure of the success of the show is the fact that we were like, there's no way they're going to position Gilded Age to bookend basically Downton grand finale. And when, there was a moment where it was like these two, there might be a Gilded Age finale and a Downton film finale in the same span. And in my head, I was like, we're going to have to prioritize Gilded Age. Like, I know that Downton Abbey is the lifeblood of this podcast. It's where our name is from. But the Gilded Age, I don't want to say it's leapfrog Downton overall, but currently it's leapfrog Downton Abbey for sure.
Recency bias, but right now it's the thing to talk about. Yeah.
And I mean, and we can roll right into Downton 3. That was both of us had this moment, and I think I don't know if we talked about it on air, but when I left the theater for Downton 3, I was like, is it time to wrap the podcast? And I think, and I know that it was a fleeting moment because I realized Buccaneers and Bridgerton and Gilded Age are all still around.
That thought never crossed my mind. Like, doing this podcast is so second nature to my mind. It's like, we're just doing it next week. It didn't.
Oh yeah, well, it was that sort of like fantastical Downton Abbey. Like, let our listeners just assume that the two of us will spend the rest of eternity BSing about TV shows, which will happen when this podcast does, die.
Yeah, we'll see one day.
We're not making any promises because we're about to enter year 8.
I think so.
Holy guacamole! Next year, I mean, we won't get into that because we'll save that for our imbibing a few themed drinks next week.
Okay.
But while we're talking about Gilded Age and the best things that we watched, I think it's kind of like a shock to the system. But I thought Rivals was phenomenal.
Yeah, I found it very entertaining. I don't even know if I want to say it was better than expectations because I don't even know if I had expectations for the show. I just heard that it was good, and it was just very entertaining, top to bottom. Honestly,
great cast.
Yeah,
great cast, and they did. They made characters, and I think Buccaneers did this too, where like characters that are in the forefront are just like bad. Mm-hmm. And I think Buccaneers tries to make you believe that Nan is okay. and we saw there was a recent update to a Apple Podcast review where some a listener said that she loved that we were as critical of Nan as she was. Oh, and appreciate the review. Let me pull it up right now just because I'm on the page. Okay. But also, it is Marg220617 who has been a listener since 2022. And had said they suffered through the Buccaneers in real time and could not wait to hear our thoughts. Feel so vindicated after watching all the bad Nan behavior that we called out. So, like the Rivals does not do what the Buccaneers does, where Buccaneers tries to make you believe that these characters are heroes and what they're doing is justified. But Rivals is like, no, these guys are backstabbing. They're womanizers. They're alcoholics. But we're just following them. They don't ask you to believe them. They ask you to observe them.
Right. When I don't want to say Poldark. When Ross Poldark,
Aidan Turner's character.
Aidan Turner, when he punches a priest on air. They're not asking you to be like, oh man, he shouldn't have done that. It's like, no, we know this priest is a bad person, and he likes to punch people. It just is what it is.
Yep.
Don't think too hard about it.
Yeah.
I think the difference though too a little bit is Rivals is based on a book as well as the Buccaneers, so they have that leeway at least in the first season to kind of stick to the books. From what I hear, Rivals season 2, we'll talk about it later, is veering away from that. And from what we understand from the Buccaneers thus far, it has definitely made more than what it has had from the books because there's only one book when it comes to Buccaneering.
Yeah, but there are 2 Miss Austen books.
Yeah, that's right. And that's why we're getting another season.
Yeah.
But yeah, Rivals was a great thrill in the wintertime for earlier this year.
So let's talk about, we're not going to keep you here forever. As I said, holiday week, we just want to drop a little something special for you, a little ornament for your tree. Do you have a favorite character or pairing of characters from the entire breadth of this show, of this podcast, and not you and me, of our, anyone on Rivals or Buccaneers or
Oh man, that's a good tough question. Who was it that popped up? I don't know if it was necessarily my favorite, but it gave me the hardest laugh. And the internet is not coming through right now. I mean, Aidan Turner, though, being on Rivals as like his character who likes to punch people and be aggressive, it was just good to see him back in his bag as a Poldark type character. And I'm struggling to remember his name on there.
His character's name was Declan O'Hara.
Of course, Declan.
Great name.
Yeah, Declan O'Hara. I almost wish there was more of him. He kind of faded in the background at the end of the season. Could have just had the whole show be about Declan. No, he was great.
I thought Freddie Jones on Rivals was great. The guy who's kind of the put upon guy who winds up flirting and seriously almost hooking up with Lizzie Veriker. Like, great little, I think everybody loved in a show full of hunks where you have Alex Hassel, you have, David Tennant, not a traditional hunk, but a man that women love.
Yeah.
You have this sort of like everyman who just earnestly wins over a beautiful woman. It's like, all right, brother, I'm here for that.
Yeah. It may be recency bias, and I know we're critical of Buccaneers, but Robinson.
Oh, Reed Robinson.
Reed Robinson. Great character.
Great character.
Such a man who's very confident in himself. He walks right in, gives us a whole new perspective on the Dowager Duchess on that show.
Turned Dowager Duchess to a babyface, arguably.
He was great.
Great. I mean, we love Trotter. Trotter kind of walks away with his $600,000 or whatever he gets.
Yeah. I love the heel turn for Nathan Lane on there this year.
And I think he's gone.
Yeah.
I don't think we're getting him back.
No, Warren McAllister, you hardly knew you. No, Dave, I was trying to remember Noel Coward. You not knowing who Noel Coward was.
I don't think that's a big deal.
It was so funny. It was like, who is this guy? Why are we spending so much time? It was like, you don't know who this guy is? Okay.
All right. I mean, I'll accept that. Some people have told me that they didn't know who Noel Coward was.
Sure.
But people have also told us that they didn't understand why we were obsessed with Paul Giamatti. So
yeah, that is true. Was that worth the wait, Paul Giamatti?
No, it was not. I mean, no, it was.
His character didn't do anything in the movie really, except he lost the money. They didn't have to have him there. It was nice. It was nice to have Paul there. Glad he got his check, but they could have done more with his character.
And also, with all due respect to Downton Abbey, he's riding the high of the holdovers. This is his sort of follow-up, like
cash checking.
I wish you did something more worthwhile.
I think he's going to be cashing more checks soon.
Let him.
I think he'll be fine.
He'll be in Avengers Doomsday. He's the new Spider-Man or something.
Why not?
He's already been in a Marvel movie. He's already taken a check.
Yeah.
From a Spider-Man movie too.
That's right.
What other things is there? I mean, I think we could talk about. We don't like to dwell on the negative. We like negative power rankings, but we also love positive power rankings. We were critical of Miss Austen. We were critical of the Buccaneers. I think we were also, there were things that didn't live up to the hype. Is there any character that you say, I'm good, I don't need any more?
That I can move on from, aside from Nan? On all these shows. Anyone I can move on from?
Yeah.
That's I'll just say this is a good point to make about Gilded Age right now. I don't want to move on from any of those characters. I want to keep going. Like when you said we're done with Warren McAllister, I was like, I don't want that.
Oh yeah, none of us want that.
Keep them around. They all bounce off each other so well.
Well, and I think that's the testament of a well-written show.
Of course.
Is that you're like, I don't like Miss Armstrong, but I don't want to see her go away. I want to see her turn babyface or dig deeper into being nasty and corroded as a heel.
Yeah, and maybe to see her turn face at some point and be likable. I will say, and this may be controversial, I think I'm good on the Downton characters. I think I'm good. We've said goodbye to them a few times now, and I mean, there's 1,000 places they could go. Like even the ending to grand finale, no spoilers, it's kind of open ended. They could return to them, but I'm not that curious about where they go next. I think like they're in a good place. All of them.
Because like we've talked about Downton Abbey future speculation and what you could do, and the story's always, we'll pick it up with World War II or pick it up after World War II so you can avoid the like moral disgustingness and we've already dealt with so much death on Downton Abbey in World War I.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like we see these legacy sequels coming out in every form, and it's like so often it just feels like what else do you have to say?
And the trilogy served as a perfect capper, where it was like, okay, we're prepping leading up to the Dowager Countess passing away. Dowager Countess passes away. The whole second one is about, now the third one's the aftermath of all that. I think we've now squared all that away. If you're going to do it again, you got to jump to something else that's as climactic to like build a whole story around.
Yeah. Well, we've talked about it before. Do you go backwards? Do you do young Dowager? Do you fill in the blanks with Prince Kurgan and her French man?
That's the rumor with the Gilded Age overlapping in timelines with Downton, is that there's that possibility, and Julian has never shouted it out completely. Mm-hmm. So he
loves the shared universe.
He loves money, is the other thing.
Yeah. He doesn't need that wheelchair. It's just opulence.
Yeah, right. Something else you can make into gold. But yeah, I think I'm good on Downton for now.
Okay, that's fair. I mean, yeah, I agree. There's always the people that are left kind of, like Molesley was kind of left. Anyone that left the Downton Abbey movie that's like a fan favorite that kind of doesn't land on the right foot. You just want I want Julian to write like one scene. I want him to write short stories for Molesley, the Bateses.
Have Molesley eat more crow for how he's behaving.
Yeah, have him apologize and have him teach a class at his old school or something like that.
Something, yeah.
So those are that. Like those are those shows. Those are those good things, negative things, critical things. Do we have a favorite arc? Do we have a favorite plot arc of the year?
Well, is it really? I mean, the way they took Gilded Age again with them marrying off Gladys, and it was just like the most dramatic thing they could possibly do, where it's like George is failing her as a father, Bertha's winning in that moment, and we feel for Gladys, but then she's able to turn it around and kind of come into power in that role, but it's still a wedge in the marriage. I mean, that's obvious. It's going to have an effect in the next season. I thought it was so satisfying the way they've navigated that it's not just a simple everything just is coming back around to being perfect. Like, no, it's still going to have a effect on Bertha and George.
Yeah, unfortunately, in my brain, having two shows with married off dukes to American women really kind of muddles. Like, I would need to rewatch the Gilded Age to really remember fully.
Yeah,
to the Gladys and the Duke of it all, but like Gladys's growth is a big thing, and becoming a power player. I think obviously Trotter and the Clock is a big deal, but I also feel like once he had the money, he just becomes a guy.
Well, it's fun to see him kind of try and get out of that hole.
Yeah, and I think that's
make something of himself,
and that's something that Julian Fellowes does very well. It's like he knows that we've gotten Jack Trotter to the finish line. He's got the money now. We can't put another obstacle in front of him because we got 2 episodes left. So let's just focus on him.
Yeah,
hanging out in his big house with a servant.
I don't know what's going on in that club. I just happened to be there.
I didn't do nothing. I swear.
Jack just wanted me to have. Yeah. The one last plot line though that I loved though, and this is also Gilded Age, was the whole George creating enemies for himself by saying, "What's his face can go away." Mm-hmm. And then the guy coming back for his lick where George gets popped before the season finale.
Yep.
And we still don't know who shot him. And he's just like, find him, track him, kill him. It's like, whoa.
That'll be, yeah.
It's so good.
And I mean, Borden and Bruce, their little love story happening in the background was very nice and sweet. And Julian Fellowes, he loves that.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think my favorite emotional arc was the full 180, 100% out and proud, living in his glory, Tom Barrow, at the end of Downton Abbey 3.
That was your favorite?
I think that made me feel so full. Because we all, we watched the show. Mm-hmm. If you're a first time Downton Abbey watcher, and season 2 or 3, he's disgusting and he's reprehensible, but he's also sympathetic because of his plight, being a gay man in a time where that was not acceptable.
Yeah.
To end the movie 3, he's left the Abbey, which you kind of think his calling is being the head butler. You think him replacing Karsten is kind of his apex, but then you find out he's gonna
have a life.
He's gonna effectively marry actor, Hollywood star,
a lavender marriage.
And then he's gonna travel the world and basically hang out with Noel Coward, who's real, and just live this life. And then he gets to go back to the Abbey and he gets invited upstairs. It makes me well up thinking about it.
It makes you wonder, where's Hughes at? She probably is looking at this What?
Oh, not Hughes. O'Brien.
O'Brien. I'm sorry, O'Brien. She's probably just like,
O'Brien backed the wrong horse.
Yeah. I will say, one of the best scenes of the entire year, though, came in Downton 3. Mm-hmm. And it's when, Hughes goes to, not Hughes, Hughes goes to Patmore and asks about, like, can you, or Patmore's like, can you ask about the proper marriage or whatever? Can you pay back the favor?
For Mr. Mason.
The crowd was going ape wild for that.
Oh, yeah.
It was just such a, because that movie has a little too many winking payoffs. That one was like, this is great. I want to see this.
We all love Patmore. Everybody loves Patmore.
But then the review that he was like, actually, Carson's really good in bed. It was like, whoa, what?
Like, look at
Tell me more about that. I want that scene to keep going.
That's the podcast that we want.
Yeah. This is the position that we do. Carson's really good at
They're both very old. It's probably very limited.
Yeah. But he's great.
He gets the job done.
Yeah. The shakes actually come in handy there.
All right.
Too far.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, Downton closed. Like they did so many nice things for so many characters to like leave on top.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think like Mary having her becoming like the sole matriarch. It's good. It's what we needed. You know, it felt very like pro wrestling. Like we knew this was coming from like the second Matthew Good runs in for one scene in movie one. We're like, all right, we got to do something about this.
Exactly.
That's fine, but it's the little, you know, like we're a show that we like the little things. We like the weird. We like Bates. We like Trotter. We like Miles from the Buccaneers, wherever the heck he was.
Yeah, we don't know where he was this year. It's all about the side characters. They're always more interesting than the main characters, except sometimes the main characters are interesting, like Declan O'Hara.
Robert Crawley's interesting.
Just get Aidan Turner in anything, punching people. Always make
him in.
Character.
Pull him in the Gilded Age.
Oh yeah.
Pull him in Bridgerton.
Oh man, what's his name? David Tennant in Rivals is so good as a slimy sleazeball, like bad guy running the whole network.
He's one of the only overt villains I think we've dealt with, because of the nature of our shows. You don't really deal with black and white bad guys, but he was like scum.
I mean, according to most people, like George is kind of holding a similar role of, you know, running a company, but
you like him.
You like him, and the Gilded Age doesn't tell you that like what he's doing is bad. It's just kind of, you can like read in between the lines. Like when he's not approving of unions and he's struggling with that, it's like, oh, okay, well, we're supposed to hate him, but
he's not that hateable.
Right. And then they show the contrast with like J.P. Morgan and these other people who are a little bit more.
Yeah. Like stoicism is frowned upon in these shows, whereas George is like, I'm an innovator. I'm going to speak my mind. I'm going to do what I have to do. And it's like, whoa, yeah, bravo. All these old grumpy guys that are like, no, we want things the same. We want everything to be what it is. Yeah. It's like, just because you're a risk taker doesn't mean you're not like killing people in mines all the time, you know?
Exactly. Well, now that we're going off on this tangent, though, Declan O'Hara and then George Russell, who would win in a fist fight? Because these two dudes are yoked.
Oh, Declan O'Hara's winning in a fist fight.
You think? You see how
Declan O'Hara's drinking more. He's got a little bit of liquid confidence.
The Railway Daddy's always in the gym?
Well, if you're talking, would Aidan Turner or what's his name? What's Morgan Spector?
Morgan Spector, yeah.
I think that's a fair fight. I don't want to call that one.
Okay,
but in the kayfabe, I think it's Declan.
He knows how to fight. George has not had a fist fight in his life.
Yeah, and what's his name? He's got the other guy in Rivals, our other male lead, is like an Olympian. So like they're hanging out. These guys are buff boys.
Yeah, they're all ripped.
George is hanging out with old men who just have money.
That's true. He's not having to fight him.
I mean, Larry Russell's getting spanked by everybody.
Yeah. Well, what else, Dave, is to recover from this year? I'm struggling to remember all the names. There's so many characters on these shows.
Well, that's and I think that you see people that are critical of this podcast online that are
they
like,
can't remember anything.
Well, you know, they can't remember. It's funny, but they can't remember. It's like, well, you do what we do. You raise a family, have a job, go to work on the train.
We're doing the best we can.
Yeah, we're doing the best we can, and I think we're doing okay. If you're listening to this week, thank you. We can even call it there. This is 24 minutes. We've been talking about this stuff. It's Christmas week. Corey, do you have any holiday recommendations? We'll leave it at that. You made our movie club recently watch Eyes Wide Shut, which is something that you've been trying to get us to watch for a while. So kind of vindication for you to get us to watch it.
Yeah, we put it to a vote, and that won among the movies that we voted on. I'm not big on Christmas stuff. The holiday cheer I just find to be too saccharine, and it just gets under my skin. And Eyes Wide Shut is for the downbeat crowd who just isn't one to enjoy all the holidays all the time.
You want a technicality, but you also just want something else.
Yeah.
You want to check a box to say it's a Christmas movie, but you don't want a Christmas movie.
But it is a Christmas movie, but just not giving you what you want, which is the holiday cheer and the jolliness, which is, I think, is, Dave, you've been on the record, that's what you look for in a Christmas movie.
Yeah. That's what I look for in Christmas. I mean, the rest of the year, I watch The Smashing Machine. I watch, horror movies. I can do without. For Christmas, I want cookies. Okay. But I did like Eyes Wide Shut. I liked it a lot.
Different. It hits different, and it's just a deeply strange movie too.
Deeply. I mean, I think. Well, they shot part of it at Highclere Castle. The scene is.
Wait, at Highclere?
Yeah.
Wait, Eyes Wide Shut takes place at Highclere Castle, or they filmed it there?
They filmed the interiors of the scene,
of the orgy,
the mask scene. Yes, I can't believe you didn't know that.
I didn't realize that. I didn't. Wow,
Lord and Lady C are there.
I forgot because the movie takes place in New York, but of course Stanley Kubrick never went to America, so he'd always film in London. So
that's
wild.
Because I was like, I'm pretty sure Eyes Wide Shut was shot at Highclere Castle, and I Wikipedia'd it. And then Prince Kurgan has a fairly important role in that.
He's in a big role there. Yeah, I touched the walls of Highclere Castle.
There's Robert Crawley's blood and all the masks.
But I recommend that movie to anyone who's just like, I had enough of the sweet and the happiness for Christmas. Something different.
Yeah.
How about you, Dave? You got a holiday recommendation?
I'm thinking about what I watched this year that I liked. I watched a handful of holiday movies. The problem with time is that, problem with being a grown up is having a child is like you're really kind of running on borrowed time, and the only kind of Christmas movies I have the time for are bad Christmas, like 90-minute Hallmark style Christmas movies. They're all not great.
Okay.
So I watched this one Christmas movie that I knew I was not gonna like, but I didn't know how much I wasn't gonna like it. It's called Merry Friggin' Christmas from 2014. It's one of Robin Williams' last movies. So,
all right.
I saw the writer of that movie went on to write Wreck-It Ralph and Ralph Breaks the Internet and a few other movies. But he was on Tim Heidecker's podcast, and Tim Heidecker basically plays the Cousin Eddie role in this movie. So he was like, man, that movie is something, isn't it? And it's like, yeah, I kind of lost control of that script when the studio took over. And it's like, it's not a good movie. And they talk about how Robin Williams gave them was like a joy to be around. And then I was like, I got to watch it. It's an hour and a half. I'm used to watching Hallmark movies. Yeah. So I put this movie on, and it is it's depressingly bad. How it's mean. You talk about Eyes Wide Shut doesn't have the holiday spirit.
Okay.
Robin Williams is reacist and old and cranky. And by the end of the movie, he's
redeemed.
A little redeemed, but still salty. And it's
so you don't recommend this?
I don't recommend it, but I think it's interesting. I think it's interesting.
If you want to smudge the image of Robin Williams in your head, watch this.
But I think it's one of those things that if you know the people, Clark Duke is in it, Mark Prox, who's Colin Robinson on What We Do in the Shadows, he's a cop in it. I think there's little bits of good things. Joel McHale is but Joel McHale is also one of those guys that he's kind of
smarmy.
He's Chevy Chase-ish. Where I'll tell you what I watched that I did. I looked at my letterbox and I haven't updated it yet. Over the years, and this is a recommendation of you. So Merry Friggin' Christmas, don't watch. But you said don't listen to the Ringerverse Christmas movie draft.
Oh yeah.
So Van Lathan on that podcast said that Scrooged was the singular best Bill Murray performance, and I was like, I haven't seen Scrooge in maybe 6 or 7 years.
I've never seen it.
And I watched Scrooge and I was like, oh my God. I've seen it and it's never hit.
Yeah.
But watching it this time around, it hit. I loved it.
Okay.
I've always liked it, but this year it rises.
Okay.
Great Bill Murray. Because I think the thing about Bill Murray, talk about smarmy, that's what brought me to Scrooge, is he is kind of a dog. And then in Ghostbusters, when you watch it, he's kind of taking advantage of his pupils. He's kind of a con man.
Yeah.
But then he's fun. This movie, he's Scrooge. So you can hate him.
He leans into being a little bit salty there.
Yeah. But then also a young Scrooge goes a long way because an old Scrooge isn't going to wind up with the girl. He's old. A 40-year-old Scrooge could get the girl at the end of the movie if he redeems himself and makes his life better.
Sure.
So there's more to live for. And I think what's his name, Buster Poindexter, feeling hot, hot, hot as the Ghost of Christmas Past, and it's like,
wow,
great,
severely 80s, late 80s.
So I mean, it's one of those movies that I think like I'm not the biggest National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation fan. I think it's a good one, but I don't think it's like I don't go like, oh my god, every time I see it. I don't think it's not a required viewing. I think Scrooge ekes it out as something that would be a 4-star boy for me.
How does it compare to the porn adaptation Scrooge?
Of what? I don't know.
SCRE.
Oh no, I haven't seen that. I'll have to watch that one next year because we're almost at Christmas.
I think it's what they reference in the Chair Company on the show. Watch the Chair Company if you haven't.
Yeah.
A lot about Scrooge on there as well. That has less to do with Christmas.
Well, on that note, Corey, we can wrap this here. Is there anything else you've been watching this week? Anything that we can just wrap the year off?
I watched Hamnet yesterday.
Okay.
The Shakespeare drama about him having a child that passes away. Mm-hmm. That's not a spoiler. It's in the trailer. And it's really just a movie about grief and how arts can redeem.
So perfect for you this time of year.
It was a bit much for me. It was a little bit on the nose. But the acting, the performances are incredible. Emily Watson, Jesse Buckley, Paul Mescal, they're all great. So if you like Shakespeare and you may have read the book too, apparently it's very faithful to the book.
All right,
it's going to be up for a lot of Oscars. So
okay, all right. Well, we will leave you at that. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah. We will be back. Yeah, Happy Kwanzaa, and to any other holiday that we missed, we apologize. Happy that one too. Mm-hmm. We'll be back next week to celebrate the beginning of year 8 with some Downton Abbey cocktails, and we're going to throw this out there. We'll take some Q&As if people want to ask us questions.
Please.
Send them our way. Corey, hit them with the plugs and we can get out of here.
You know, our find us Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Hit us up at lordsofgrantham@gmail.com. If you listen to us on Spotify or iTunes, leave us a 5-star rating review if you can. You can sign up for our Patreon where you're going to get some bonus content. Dave and I are going to record a podcast after this one exclusively for that group. You can join our Lords of Grantham Lounge on Facebook. And yeah, we'll catch you next time on the pod.